Yo, yo, yo. This your boy Lo. This is going to be a very special show. This is going to break down my literally entire life. Um, and I'm going to have everybody, coincidentally, hopefully they tap in to make my story make sense. So you're not just listening to me, you're listening to others. I want to introduce you to my sister. Before she says anything, I want to introduce and tell you how she became a part of my life. She became a part of my life because after my baby mama pulled a knife and threw my baby in a crib, like threw her, I called the police because she threatened to burn the house down and kill me. The cops came, they went inside. They said whatever they said. They came out and saw me as the crazy black big guy, and they packed my stuff so quick, and I had to leave. And I went over to this lady's house. I had nowhere else to go. I was in a place where they got me stuck. They wouldn't let me drive the car. They wouldn't let me be a man, you know. And that's the thing, I'm a man, so I had to find my path so I can complete my story. And if it wasn't for her, she bought me a ticket, or she gave me money to go back to San Diego to start over. She gave me those tough talks. I was still drinking in her house, disrespecting people's house. And that's what I did my whole life. I couched it, I did this, but when I was on, like when I had apartments, when I had cars, when I had stuff, I took people to go get clothes at Ross when they ain't have nothing. I let people stay in my house for free. And this is what this young lady has done for me. And right before, and literally, she was the start of me wanting to go to rehab and change my life. Tiffany, please tell them about yourself.
Well, with an introduction like that, what more can I
Just
say?
talk, baby. We just talking, baby. You know what I mean? Like, this is free. We don't have to be professional. We say
Right.
whatever we want. I'm just telling the people so they can let it make sense to them because they're just hearing me, right?
Well,
So just
yeah.
tell me about those times where, because I wasn't there. Like, tell me about those times when I lived in your house. Like, how was that? Like,
Huh.
refresh my memory a little bit.
Well, I mean, it was interesting. It was interesting. I remember that night. I remember that night when we were working together. I saw you get up in your car and I was like, "Hey, what you doing?" And you basically told me that you were like, sleeping in your car. And I was like, "Wait, what?" I remember it being winter too. I remember it being around the
Oh
winter
yeah.
time.
I
So
see.
it
I
was
forgot
cold as
that.
all hell. It was cold as all hell. I was like, "I got an extra room. Come on over. Let's get
I
you set
forgot.
up over
Oh my
there."
God. Hmm.
It was
You
cold
know,
as hell. I remember. I don't forget that shit.
I forgot the whole story because it was so crazy. Can you like break it down, like how I acted? Because I need to know. I want to know so I can know how I acted, so I can change.
Well, so I remember we were working at Brookfields. I remember that. And you were kind of off. Typically, like, you come in for your shift, you're on it, but you were off, and I could.
Where'd you go? Oh, she left us. What happened? She left. Where'd you go? Let's call her on that. In the meantime, I'm gonna play a track. We shouldn't get in trouble for this one. You know what happened, you guys? It was about to get deep. She was about to tell me about stuff I don't even remember because I was in my addiction. You know, that's how out of there I was. Out of there. I'm I'm intrigued to hear about that story. Hold on, who we got?
My bad. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Someone tried to call me.
Hey, it was
Um,
about to get deep, but hey, that's the thing. They're not gonna stop it. They're not gonna stop the message. Talk to me.
no. So yeah, I remember that day. You were kind of off. You came in, you were kind of low, and I could tell, but
Mm,
I didn't want to, come off right off the bat, try to get up in your business. First and foremost, we didn't know each other like that. We knew each other as coworkers, but we didn't know each other like that. So
right.
I let it go throughout the whole day, and then, I saw you out in the back. I saw you out in the back, and you looked like you were really
Mm,
hurting. And I was like, "What's
mm,
going on?" And you took a little bit, but then you opened up and you told me about what happened, with your baby mama and everything like that. And then I was like, "Well, okay." And then I asked you like, "Okay, well, where are you staying?" And you tell me like, in your car. I
mm.
was Took me maybe about 30 seconds of thought. I got a room. I got a
You know
room.
why?
I got a
Because they
roof.
made me work. They made me work. Why? Kelly watched the kids. I get it, but her dad was a full blown alcoholic that would drink a fifth a day and piss in the hallway in the middle of the night, and I would be at. And I'm going crazy with her because everything she's putting me through. Like I couldn't even watch movies with her. You know what I mean? With naked women in it, and she would break everything, glass pipes, and hit me in front of the kids, and so that's why, and again, this is why we need to talk about it. And I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. This is my story. I'm gonna get it out. This is why. This is We shouldn't have to go through this. And
No.
this is why. And keep going, because I want to know. I don't know and don't remember.
So I remember I told you, I said, "Hey, come on through. I got an extra room. I got an extra bathroom. No one should be out there in this cold." So you came on over that night. I remember I was like, "You know what? No words. Just get yourself settled for right now." And, throughout the days and everything like that, it was fine. But then you started drinking more and more.
Mm,
And I remember I went to a concert with my husband, with my now husband. Um, my housekeeper, she came by to watch the dogs,
mm,
basically watch the house. And I remember you were blowing up my phone during that concert. And I was like, I swear to God, I can't go anywhere.
mm,
I was
mm,
so pissed. I was like, I'm
mm,
about to waste all this damn money right here. And then my housekeeper called. My housekeeper called, and she said that you were drinking a lot, you were getting a little bit out of control. So I came home. I came home, and you were drunk. You were drunk, and
mm,
that's when I gave you my tough love. I gave you my
mm,
tough love. I
mm,
yelled. I told you, don't you dare be disrespecting your ass like that under my
mm,
house, especially.
mm.
I remember we had a really good heart to heart that night, though. We really did. I told you go to sleep, sleep it
I
off.
needed it.
I told you if you touch another fucking bottle of liquor in my house again, you're gonna be out.
And she said it just like that. And from now I remember. And I'll tell you, I would be in her showers for a long shower. And it's funny because I have a picture in her bathroom in her mirror. And I swear to God, I looked in the mirror and had a Holy Ghost. Man, I had, and it wasn't really Holy Ghost. I was thinking I was something I wasn't. As far as Tupac, I grew up with Tupac. That's my first CD I bought. I had two watches, both Movados. I just looked in the self in the mirror and I just envisioned Tupac. And I wanted to change. I swear I wanted to change. I knew that I took part in drinking and took part in the arguments, and I took part in saying mean things to my baby mama, but I never hit her. Because my mom got abused. So I grew up not to abuse. She had plenty of pimps and that beat her up, and I had to protect her. My family had to protect her. you know, and I grew up. I'm not gonna hit you. I'll just walk away. So then I would go to the gym in these times, the same time she's talking about. And again, I'm dealing with her dad as an alcoholic as well. He literally drank a fifth a day. And one night he
Jesus.
pissed under my daughter's in the room under my daughter's crib. It's like he did it on purpose. Like I didn't. It was weird. And so I was literally going
Jesus.
crazy, working. They wouldn't let me drive the car I paid for, and I'm working, so they were driving me crazy.
Jesus. I can't. Mm-mm. I can't with that
Like, this is
nonsense.
facts, and again, I'm not trying to put this on. And then now all it's about is money. And I pay my child support. I don't run, I work. I work hard. I have like 7 different things I do, and I have to pay child support, which is over 1,000 in Texas, and then I have to pay my rent too by myself, over 1,000 in my car, in my insurance. Come on, in food, in gas. What am I made of? So I force myself to work hard and have all these incomes, and still have to fight to see my kids. And it's funny because I did a podcast the other day, and my baby, I had to send a message to her, and
Mm-hmm.
she finally had me call me, you know, and I'm gonna set up to go see her. And tomorrow, I'm taking that step, and I'm going by myself to Marley's grandparents, and I'm gonna knock on the door, by
Well, that's
myself.
good.
What's gonna happen? So I'm gonna record it, and I'm gonna pull up, record it, and just walk up to the door, knock on the door. What's the worst gonna happen? I'm gonna
Exactly.
take that step forward,
Exactly.
because I just got papers of, uh, her and her new baby died in a domestic dispute that I had to do
Oh
a Zoom
shit.
for in 2020, but I didn't read it, and because I didn't want to go down that route, because on the papers they said that my daughter went to school smelling like pee,
Oh
and I
shit.
stopped reading it. Okay, and
Oh
so
shit.
I had to get involved because I'm the legal father, obviously.
Right.
And when I got on the Zoom call, I said, "So Bethany, when are you gonna let me see my daughter?" They were like, "Sir, stop! You don't have a lawyer, and that's not what this case is about."
Oh
But I
shit.
made sure I said that, and saw her retarded face when I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry, God. But
Mm.
I saw her face, looked on her face, because I literally got an apartment for her, because this girl has 4 kids and 4 baby daddies, and getting a check from each and one of them, and
Damn.
always live with her parents. And I have
Oh
that in
god.
paperwork. I'm not putting this out there. I'm putting this out there to let y'all know how I'm not crazy. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I drink. Yes, I had alcohol, and I knew my mistake, and I knew why I was hurting people, and why I was hurting people. Probably running away from my past, right, with it, numbing the pain. I can't help it that I was getting fed alcohol at 7 and 8, partying at 9 and 10. I mean partying, buying
Yeah.
weed. My mom making me go through the window and robbing fax machines and taking it to the pawn shop, and then I get I give her the money, and then she gives me money, or give me weed, because that was my drug dealer. Like, come on, bro. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, so that's my life, rolling with pimps, and uh, her- seeing those battles. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I'm getting this out there, and this message out there to show you that this still exists, and it shouldn't exist. Like, let's all love, what I mean, and talk about shit, get your shit out, what I mean, it's gonna help you,
Right.
what I mean. And, that time when I was with Tiffany, like, I wasn't even there, like, I was out of there. And for her to even be there for me, you know what I mean, like, and for her, because I'm supposed to have several people on this show, and she's the first one to pop up, because she's always very punctual and on.
I
Now,
remember.
let's get off me, because I'm so tired, sister. I want to know how you're doing. You tell the people about your battle and what you just been through.
Okay. Well, I've been when I came up here, I moved up here in 2017, 2018, got my job at Brookfields. 2020, we all get furloughed because of COVID. I'm like, why
Mm,
the fuck not just lay us off, dude? Like, and Joe, the manager at the time, he was like, oh, it's gonna be just 2 weeks. I'm like, fat chance of
mm,
that. It wasn't ain't
mm,
no 2 weeks or anything like that. I
mm.
got a job at Walmart because I
Okay,
just can't.
I
I
remember you
can't just
telling me
sit
that.
there. I just can't.
I
I can't
remember.
sit
I
there.
know. And let me
And
tell the
then,
people. Let me tell the people. Tiffany, I'm not gonna tell her business, but she doesn't have to work. Let's just put it that way. But she works. Go ahead, Tiffany.
so 2023. 2023 was it was a really hard year for me and my husband. 2023, I got diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and I go through the
Mm,
chemo, I go through the surgery. Chemo, I'm not even gonna lie to you, chemo is a beast. chemo is the next level beast. It's one of those, like, archaic treatments, but it still works. It's still one of the best treatments for short term.
Yes, ma'am.
You know,
Mhm.
I didn't like who I was while I was
Mm,
going through chemo though. It fucked with my head really bad. I remember begging my husband. I remember begging him, "Don't make me go back. Don't make me go back." And the one thing he got me, the one thing he said to me to get me to go back was, "All right, baby, but just promise me one more day. Just one more day."
mm,
And my memory, this is how chemo affects you. It just kills everything inside of you. And I just didn't remember that conversation. So every single day I would beg him, like, "Hey, don't make me go back." He would constantly just be like, "Okay, baby, just one more day for me, just one more day for me." And that's what got me through chemo. That's what got me through chemo, was because of that right there. I would have
mm,
stopped it. If I were just to been in complete control, I would have stopped it, because I ain't gonna lie, after the first week I was done. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't like what it's turning me into. I don't like what it's doing to me. I don't like how
right,
it's making me feel.
right.
Um,
I know it was beating you up too, because a tough
oh yeah.
person she is, you know.
Oh
No
yeah,
one
no,
was beating
chemo
you up.
knocked me on my ass. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, like standing up. You don't
And I'll
know
tell
what you
you,
have, and you don't know what you have
mm,
until you
mm,
lose the capability. And for
mm,
me, it was the capability to walk. It was the capability to stand. It was the capability to stay awake, to stay focused.
mm,
You don't know what you have until you
mm,
lose it.
mm,
And I
mm,
lost it that time. But
mm.
I got cancer free in July, August of
Let's praise God.
2023.
Let's praise God to that. Because
Thank you.
when I reached out to Tiffany again, because I reach out to people every now and then, through my battle. I don't like reaching out to people if I'm struggling or ask for stuff. So I just like to fight my own battles. But I saw pictures of her with no hair, and it hurt. It hurt my heart. It hurt my heart just breathing right now. And for her to still be here, it makes sense because she's an angel on earth because she saved my life. Because I don't know what I would have done if it wasn't for her. Literally, I was literally on that verge, that moment. And then it's crazy because my sister, that, mind you, I took care of my sisters when I was 12 by myself for 2 months before CPS came. Okay. Y'all want to talk about home alone? I literally would go to the stores by myself, come back, cook. At that time, I was a full adult. I had a half ounce of weed. Like, I would order every fucking pay-per-view WWF. I had, it's crazy because I had tweakers coming in and out the house. And they would come in. Eventually, I made them stop because they would come in and steal shit. But mom made them come over because so there's an adult around.
Mm,
But obviously, they found out after a while. So then I lost contact with my sisters. I went to Polinsky, and they went to Polinsky, and then I went to foster care, and I got caught smoking weed in O'Farrell, and then I went to a group home. And then that's when I had a little bit of structure. It saved my life. When I talked about the old episode, I think it was episode 1. um we the group home was owned by Doug Furness, and then like he mentored me and
mhm.
blah blah blah, the rest is sister. And I know that's why I got into personal training, because he was a bodybuilder, and he had he broke records. Doug Furness, please
Mm.
look him up. He passed away, like I said on the first episode. And Martha Furness, again, please, if you see this, I know you're alive. Come back, come see me, because they took care of me, man. Like, like, he was my dad at the time. And while I was in the group home, um, it's crazy because uh, they reached out and told they to my real dad.
Mm.
And my real father. So I'm Lawrence Darnell Evans the second, but Larry, what they call him, I met him a couple times. He's a homeless man in Point Loma, and like said I'm gonna end up dead or in jail like my mom. That's the last words he
Mm.
said to me. And then I like magically saw him out of like some like mental hotel. So she messed him up. My real father, I'm not gonna say his name, because he doesn't want to be out there. But they reached out to him, and he's like, "Oh, imagine you being in there and you hearing, oh, he said no. I was just helping Gail out at the time because when she did introduce me to him for the first time when I was 12,
Mm-hmm.
before that it was this other dude. And he all his thing, he always used to call my great grandmother's house, said, "Oh, um, I'm gonna take you to Chuck E. Cheese." That was the saying. But he knew and she knew, and then finally they let me know at 12. So then I met my real father, and he like bought me a pair of shoes, gave me a gold chain, and then that's when my mom ended up getting locked up, and then that's when I was watching the twins. So then they
Got
reached
it.
out to him when I was in a group home, and imagine hearing your dad said, "No, that's not my son. I was just helping Gail out at the time." That's the
Mm.
exact words they told me. So imagine that 6 years of resentment, knowing that you have all this family, your black side, you don't even know. I haven't even
Mm.
met my grandma, sister, nieces, all on my black side in Virginia. I talk to my grandma all the time, and she says that she doesn't even talk to her son. And
Mm.
I don't understand. They can come out and talk to me. At this point, I'm over it. I fixed myself. I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to make amends, move forward, love, and just have a happy life. Like I don't, and I am happy now. I'm by myself and I'm happy, and that's how I know I'm at peace. I
100%.
my anxiety is gone. I haven't used my
100%.
asthma pump um at all in like 2 days. It's like my asthma got healed because I don't have everyday anxiety of having the stress. I'm not going to tell you about my recent situation. I'll blame myself, but it could have been better. Wait. Uh-oh. No, he didn't. Now, Tiffany, I'm about to add this dude. No, he did it. No, he did it. This my dude. Watch.
Oh, yes, the fuck I did, nigga.
Now, before you say anything, let me
Hmm.
introduce this man. I low key spoke you up because when I was in a group home, this man Jay Hughes from Point Loma, represent shout out Point Loma. He and his dad got approved for me to stay with him in a group home when I was 16, 18. So I got a chance to be a normal kid, and
Mm.
I got a chance to be a little brother to him that I wanted my big brother to be to me. So
Okay.
this man is a very pivotal piece in the puzzle because not only did he do that, but then when my mom got out of prison for serving life, guess where she went? To this man's house
Oh, shit.
before I went and picked her up. This is Jay Hughes, my brother, like
Cheers, cheers to you.
closer than my blood brother. Let's just put it out there. I don't care. I love
Big
my
fact.
family. Talk to him, nigga. Let me
Big
know.
motherfucking fact, like my head, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I spit big facts like my head, nigga. Big facts. We got a big
Hey,
head.
and Miss Tiffany is actually the one who let me stay at her house after my baby mama pulled a knife on me and I was sleeping in the car. Blah blah blah. Tiffany, this is Mr. J Hughes.
What's up, Miss Tiffany? Pleasure
How
to
you
meet you.
doing? Good to meet you too.
I'm
Why
doing
don't
great.
y'all, why don't y'all, why don't y'all talk? Let's talk. Let's talk. Like, tell
Uh,
them about yourself, actually, Jesse. Matter of fact, let me give you your flowers. He had one. He in 2020, and we were just talking about it. Tiffany got shut down too in 2020. Jesse motherfucking Hughes had the biggest motherfucking car lot in Chula Vista. So let's push his product again to
National
get it
City.
back out there. Jay, motherfucker, tell him a little about yourself and where you grew up and all that shit. Talk to him.
All right. You know what I'm saying? I was born in Akron, Ohio, baby. Raised in San Diego, though. Pops had brought me and my brother out to Dago when I was about 3 years old because Pops being born in 1943, he was raised in an era of the Jim Crow era, segregation era, where blacks had to still drink out of a fucking fountain. And so being raised in that kind of environment, he took me and my brother because he had spent some time in his 20s. So like in his 60s, he spent some time in Dago and just fell in love with the city because still wasn't that stigmatism and that
Mm,
separation between blacks and whites and browns and all that shit. It was more of
mm,
a open type of environment. And so spending some time in the 60s out here, him being one of the first black managers in San Diego actually for a shoe store, He figured that if he can get some opportunity out here, once he had my brother and I in the 80s, we were both born in Akron, Ohio. He figured the Midwest and the South ain't for him and ain't for us because he was born in Sylacauga, Alabama originally, and then migrated up to Ohio and spent some time running the streets there. You know, ex-con, ex-pimp, ex-drug dealer, all that shit. Once he had my brother and I, he got his life straight, got custody of us. Let me give him his flowers real quick. Black man got custody of his 2 mixed kids from a white woman from Texas in the 80s.
We were just talking about that, Tiffany. You see how shit is aligning? I'm going to Marley tomorrow. I'm knocking on the front door. Keep talking to him,
Yes,
preach.
you are.
So you know there's power in that because of course in our community, you know, they always say that the black man isn't represented in the household, but you know my pops was the only person I knew. My mom was never around, and so you know she only came around when she felt like she needed something, you know, and she could take advantage of pops. But long story short, we ended up in Dago, and blessings because of my pops. With making that move, I definitely saw a lot of opportunity in the city as well. And me being in tune with people, I'm more of a feeling kind of person. I could just feel people's vibe and energy. That's why me and Low are so tight. Because when I first met this nigga, I knew something was wrong, but I knew he was right. You know what I'm saying? And that makes sense. So so basically I was raised in Dago, man, had a lot of opportunity. I used to sell caramel lollipops and shit, man, in junior high school.
Oh, shit.
You know, for a little profit.
Hustler.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Always hustling, man. Hey, no
That
grind, no
life
shine.
hustle, though.
No grind, no shine. When Napster first came out, you know, a 56K modem, these young buck, these YNs, these YNs don't know nothing about that nigga. They come talk to Big Unc over
Oh,
here.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Take 33 minutes to download one motherfucking song, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You want a whole album, nigga? It take you 2.5 weeks, nigga. New DMX album come out, nigga. It came out in Christmas. I ain't getting that shit till summertime, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I used to burn download songs and burn them on albums and slang them at the, you know, like before mixtapes was mixtapes. Nigga, I used to slang them shit in high school. And
now, check this out. So me and Jesse, that's when I broke out, you know, out of my shell. Literally, we did a talent show together. Tell them, you know, we were in, you know, we were the brothers, bro. They thought we were more brothers than him and his older brother because he was a senior, so he left. But I remember that picture that with this in the when you looked away because you was talking shit like Jay motherfucker Hughes does in the senior yearbook. In the senior yearbook, this nigga is looking away at me. I'm like, look at the fucking camera. He talking shit to me, niggas. And looking away. They took the picture.
I was talking shit about somebody. I was like, look at this goofy ass nigga over here.
He was like, all up in my ear, nigga. I'm like, look at the camera.
That's why God gave me a big mouth and little ears, nigga. He wants me to talk more than I listen. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, baby.
So look, when we was in your house together, man. So that's where it's wrong because I feel I brought some of those ways that I was just talking about before you came on, and you know, we lived in that life, you know, the pimp life. My mom was a pimp, his daddy was a pimp, you know, so we both lived that life. But mine was, you know, I was in it, my nigga. Like,
yeah. You was in too deep, Mekhi Phifer type shit.
Yes, nigga. But look, I took through all those blessings, bro. Like I got more than 9 lives because I'm not gonna say I should have been dead, but the situations that I didn't put myself in these situations. I was a child, right? So, but I know why I had to go through it, and that's the now. Because when I went homeless, my nigga, out there in Dago, I had to see Dago at its worst because there were 16, 17-year-olds doing drugs. There was a whole cartel situation I had to see. Nigga, that shit was hard, nigga. And look, I called the cops on myself because I was going crazy, but I saw some shit that I know I saw because you saw what I just looked up my ancestry.com. It says my mom's still living. And I thought I saw my mom OD, you know, in the hospital bed, dead. I got her tattooed on me. So, but it says she's still living on ancestry.com.
I wouldn't doubt your mama still living, nigga. You know, she kind of crazy, nigga. She might have faked her own death, nigga, just to fuck with you.
No, because she served life. The PG situation, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get in too deep. And again, I don't care. Like, this getting out. But it's okay now. You know, I think whatever's happening is happening how it's supposed to happen.
Yes,
because
sir.
what are the odds of me finding my twin sisters? Oh, I didn't say that, you guys. I found my twin sisters after 20 something years. But
Mm.
the adopted mom reached out to me to tell me that one of them OD'd in Vegas.
Oh shit.
Why did my grandfather in Alaska left my mean prejudiced grandmother because my mom was the only one of the kids to have out of the 11 kids to have black kids. And I had to
Yeah.
go to Alaska and have racism against me, kiss my uncle's
Mm.
shoes, wash my lips till they start bleeding in my grandfather's house, and then I walk in the living room, and then my mom's like, "Why are your lips bleeding?" Because Uncle Dale made me kiss his shoe. You know, like I had to endure the racism for no reason. You know what I mean? So you just grow up to break those cycles as well, and that's what I'm about too, breaking these cycles. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely. I mean, I went through
you
that with
know,
my mom, man, when she was dating a white boy named Chevy, man. She tried to get custody of my brother and I. She came out to El Cajon, man, tried to snatch us up from Pops. This is, long before I met you. And I remember living with this motherfucker Chevy, man. And I'm sitting here with like my mom's thinking like, okay, she's trying to get custody. I was like, okay, let me see what this is like. But then this white
right?
boy, because we're the sons of a black man, he set up 2x4s and put them on
Mm,
like two cinder blocks on top of one another. And basically,
mm,
it's like maybe 8 inches, whatever, 10 inches off the ground. And me and my brother had to sit at that table every morning, eat our breakfast because he called us little nigger boys, you
mm,
know. And I'm sitting there as a kid watching this shit, and I'm thinking like, why is my mom allowing this to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's
mm,
kind of similar situation. We're just kids going through shit, but
mm,
it's through tragedy comes triumph,
mm,
and behind every L is a lesson. And if you're
mm.
strong enough to be able to walk through it and go through it, and don't let that detour you off your path, man, you will walk into your
Right,
greatness.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that's happening in this universe is supposed to happen to you the way it's supposed to happen to you if you have a strong enough mind and mentality to be able to open up your heart and your mind to it and accept it and to be
Right.
able to walk through it. That's when you walk into your greatness like you are right now.
Right. And
You know
me
what I'm saying?
and me and Jay had a fallout, and it was
Oh
my
yeah.
fault, and he allowed me to make amends. And that's what the 12 steps is talking about, Tiffany allowed me to make amends, because I
Absolutely.
wanted to change. They saw that
Absolutely.
I changed,
Yes.
and I appreciate that more than what y'all know, man. And I already cried before here because I was talking to my sister. She's supposed to be on here, but she's probably
Nigga,
maybe getting ready,
don't
because
start
she's,
crying, nigga. That's gonna be
she's
some extra
special.
light
I'm
skinned
not.
nigga
I already
shit.
cut it out. Shut up.
Don't cry,
Shut
nigga.
up. Shut no. I already let it out.
All
I
right,
already let it out. Yeah. So what you doing? What you got going on, Jay Hughes? What's what you want to push? What you doing? What you got going on? We don't
oh,
want to leave Tiffany out of this either. We just
man.
No,
ain't seen each other in a long
Yeah,
time, Tiffany.
but
before we
hey,
talk about
baby,
me
I
again,
Hey,
let's
gotta.
talk about Tiff. Let's talk about Tiff. What's up, Tiff? What's going on with you, girl? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, the way Lo
so
and
we
I
were
met.
talking about she just beat
I
cancer.
know.
She just beat
20.
cancer.
You beat
I beat cancer
cancer
twice,
twice.
twice, twice.
Man, I hope you ain't trying to
Finish
play
2023.
your story, mama.
baseball. I hope you ain't trying to play baseball with cancer, girl. It's 1, 2, 3 strikes
Finish,
you out, girl.
let,
Okay.
hey,
I hope you hit the
let her
home
finish
run,
her
girl.
story.
I
Let
hope
her
you hit
finish
Yeah,
the
her
home
story
so
real
run.
2023 kind of knocked me on my ass. That was,
Yeah.
the bigger cancer. That was my first bout with it. Didn't know what the fuck I was getting into. Didn't know what the fuck, I didn't know anything about it. For hell, I thought, given how much of a smoker I was like a 2-pack a day.
God
I thought,
damn.
quick.
okay. I was like, okay, so lung cancer. No, the life decided to throw me ovarian cancer. So
Woo!
I got all that out of me, everything like that.
Bumba.
That
Mm,
that that fucked with my mental like a
I bet.
bunch because it meant I wanted to be a mom so fucking bad, and
Mm,
I'm adopted. So for
right.
me, I don't
mm,
know my biological parents. I don't know my true medical history. So
mm.
I wanted that, like, that 9-month connection, that, that time that you build that bond when
Right.
you're growing, when you're creating a person inside of you. I wanted that, and then cancer came and just like ripped that from me. So I got really
That's great.
low. That
Because
was
you
a
were talking about
huge.
that when I was in your house. You wanted a baby. You wanted a
Mhm.
baby. Yeah.
Mhm. And
Mm.
it's nothing against adoption, but I wanted my first one to be mine. I wanted my first one to be my blood.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's a natural inclination, especially for a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you carry the eggs within you, and our job as a man is to fertilize them eggs or whatever. But that's
Yeah.
natural, girl. So there's nothing wrong with you saying that. Oh, I'm against.
Yeah.
No. You want everybody naturally wants to carry their own baby. But
Oh yeah.
if it's not in the cards, you know, like you said, you reach a low point. How'd you get through that low point?
My husband. My
That's
husband.
beautiful.
My husband helped me through that.
Where's
He
he
helped me
at?
through.
Why are you hiding?
He
Come on, Nas.
is. I think he's going off. I think he's still out washing the car because I got to take it a little bit to go to
What kind of
work.
car you got now? So when I met Tiffany, she had a, let's just put it this way, Tiffany doesn't have to work. I'll say that again, but she had a Corvette in a big like truck, a motorcycle. She got blessed. And you know, she's an angel on earth because she saved my life, you know.
Hey, that's a
And
blessing, man.
obviously, and you beat cancer twice. Like,
Yeah,
come on
twice.
now.
So
Yeah.
your husband helped you get through that, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's
Especially
beautiful.
through chemo. You know, through chemo, it was just for me. Chemo just fucks with your mind. Chemo just like brings you to that mental point where you know you don't want to do it anymore, and that's the point I hit. I
Now
kept telling my
is
husband,
the chemo's different than radiation, right? That's the drip or whatever when you get.
yeah,
Okay,
yep,
okay. It's a liquid that goes
chemo's
through your
the,
body.
yep, chemo's the infusion of where they just like inject the poison straight up into you, and
Mm,
Oh, so
so,
that's what it is.
mm,
so when I was going to
mm.
chemo, I think it was like after my first cycle, my first week. I told my husband, I said, I don't want to do it anymore. Don't make me go back. I'm not going back. And I remember this after he would always tell me, all right, baby, if you don't want to go back, that's fine, but just do me one more day. Just give me one more day. And he would constantly,
Day by
every
day.
single day, say that to me because I wouldn't remember having that conversation with him. I wouldn't remember asking him if I, you know, to not begging him not to take me. I literally begged him in tears. I would like literally just be at him
Wow.
and be like, you know,
Wow.
don't make me go.
That I
That's
can only
how
imagine
bad
his
chemo fucked
position.
with me.
I can only imagine his
Mm.
position as your husband. He wants to protect you, and he
Oh,
also wants to.
100%.
But and so
100%.
he's probably confused. Like, Jess, she's telling me she don't want to go. Like this, where he has to man up and be strong enough to no, baby, we got to go do it. Just give me that's kudos to him for being able to be strong enough to go walk through it, and kudos to you for being able to be comfortable enough, especially me with a stranger, and put it on a podcast where you can be open about
Oh, I got
a
nothing to
very
hide,
vulnerable
you know.
moment. No, it's beautiful because in life, you know, sometimes you go through things, like I said, and it's good to share them things, get some things off of your chest. That's got to be tough, but that's also beautiful. And I appreciate you and I commend you for feeling comfortable enough to tell it.
Jay shared some stuff with me today that I didn't know about. You know, your story makes other people's story come out, right? And then what did she say? She said 1 day at a time.
1 day at a motherfucking
That's literally
time.
like in AA, NA, or anything in life. And what I like to say is sometimes even 1 second at a time.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
baby,
know what I mean?
I gotta get going.
I love you. Take care.
I love
Tiffany,
you too.
call
I'll
me.
come back on the show, okay?
Hey, Tiffany,
Yes,
thank you for
ma'am.
sharing. We appreciate that. You have yourself a
Love
good day,
you.
bro. I look forward
Thank
to
you
it.
too. It was
Don't
nice
cry
meeting you.
nothing either.
I
Love
won't.
you.
I
All
love
right,
you. Bye.
Love you more. Bye.
Man, that's wild, bro.
Bro, like it's a full circle, bro, how this universe is rolling, bro, and it's all organically happening, how it's happening. And like you said, Jay, it the universe and it was supposed to happen how it's supposed to happen. We had to go through those tough lives with our moms pimping and doing the most because our parents were the most. And check this backstory out. My mom got out of prison, stayed at Jesse's house, right? So look at that. Like, tell us about that. What were those? Because I wasn't there.
Well, your mom was a trip, man. She was definitely a character, but she was you could tell that she was a character that's been through some shit, but she knows how to hold her own and handle her own. You know what I'm saying? There's some motherfuckers in this universe that are very, very weak. You know, God always puts his toughest soldiers through the worst battles to prepare them for this motherfucking thing called war. And your mama was a motherfucking soldier, nigga. I can tell you that. Just like Pop. I think that's why they click so tight. You know,
they just happen to both be pimps. Come on now.
Yeah, small world, right?
And then look, we're both like had older brother problems and shit. You know what I mean?
Nigga, hey, we'll get to that in a whole nother episode, nigga. We don't
They
want to
always
get too
jealous
deep.
of us. But look, we got good relationships with our brothers now, right?
Yeah.
You know, we amended that. So let's put that out in the universe.
Well, don't mind the little kid in the background. That's my baby cousin right here.
Let's get it. Let me see it, the baby, because I ain't even seen the baby.
Grayson, come
you
say
be
hello.
hiding.
This is my baby cousin.
Hi.
Hey, baby.
Tell him Big Dog go woof woof.
Big dog go woof woof.
That's right, baby.
Oh, that's so.
All right, give me a
Where's
high five.
Jaylani? Where's Jaylani?
Yeah, she's out walking with her mom. Okay, let me finish up with my buddy. Okay, Grayson, and then we'll talk. Okay, I love you.
I can't imagine that because you started a little bit before me, so you got a full-on teenager, bro.
You
We
know, she's
getting, hey, but
17.
we getting older, but we getting fine. We still look good. Look at
And
us,
boy,
boy.
fine with time and fine like age one. You know what I'm talking about? Boy. Man, hey,
Got the, hey, yeah, it's funny you got your hair back like that because I'm about to grow mine back. I'm in the no.
hey.
I'm not shaving. I'm not cutting my hair. I'm
Okay.
just growing it out.
Interesting fact. I'll tell you the reason why I grow out my hair, and this is maybe a parent thing. So like.
Okay.
My daughter came to me, as you know, I had braids in high school for a little minute when I had the half braids and shit, but that shit was fucking hurting. Guys said to me, I'm tender headed, you know what I'm saying? I'm light skinned. So I'll never get past it. And she did like 14 micro braids on one side, right? I went to school
Remember
next day
that.
looking like Ja Rule, nigga, half head, half fro, half braids and shit. And so I rocked the braids for a little bit, but I was tender headed, man. I always had to pat my shit. So I was like, man, fuck, I ain't never doing braids again. So I was telling Jelani maybe like 2.5 years ago, I was telling her, I was like, hey, you know, your dad had braids in high school. Maybe you should get braids. She's like, Dad, why don't you grow out your hair and get braids? And so I was like, okay. I was like, I'll grow out my hair and get braids. However, if I get braids, you're gonna get braids with me because that means it's dedication, right? So I did it because from a mental perspective, she's like, Dad, I want to see you with braids. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it, but then you're gonna get braids with me, and it might hurt. You don't know if you're tenderheaded or not, but I'll grow my hair out for you because you asked your dad to. So right, so from a parental perspective, I'll do it because my daughter wants to see me with braids. But it's also about commitment. So therefore, I'm gonna grow my hair out for as long as I possibly can to get braids. And when it comes to that point, I told her this. Remember, when it's time to get braids, there's no going back. I don't want to hear, oh, I don't want to get braids no more. So the reason why I grow my hair is for my daughter, but also to show her the commitment because she said, Dad, I want to see you with braids. And then now we're at this point where we're about to get braids. And she's kind of been like, oh, I don't think I want to get braids because I heard they kind of hurt. And I'm like, no. Remember the agreement is that I'm going to grow this hair out. And then you're going to get braids with me. We're going to go through this together. And she's like,
So
oh,
you getting
okay.
braids again?
Yeah, I'm gonna get braids again because it's commitment. I'm trying to show Jelani commitment, right? She's 17, she's about to be 18, so she's
What
about
is
to
she
be.
doing? She working? What is
Hell no,
what
nigga. You
doing?
think I want my daughter working? Hell no, nigga. She's sitting right at home, nigga, all the goddamn time, not doing shit, man. Playing a video game, nigga. No boys,
And
no
I know
nothing,
why. And
no
I know why.
nothing. Come on, man. Hey, we were terrorists in high school, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we were terrorists in high school, dog. What the hell you talking about, boy? Shit, used to run amok.
Man, that's why I'm getting prepared now because I'd be
Because
down.
Lawrence had the hot sauce.
No, but you know what? But did Lawrence always show love?
Always
You
did, nigga.
know, man. We ain't gonna tell the deep, dark
No, we'll
secret
save that for another.
stories,
We'll save that for another episode. We'll save that for another episode.
but we went through. But we had a life that most teenagers would not live. Let's
Oh
just say
man,
that.
you know what? I could honestly say, man, if it wasn't for Pops, I don't think I would have had to. I wouldn't. Maybe partially for you too, because Pops was a Pops to like you and also
Pops was
Tia.
mom's, nigga.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was like right on time. It was perfect.
Like Pops was Pops
He
to
let
like
us do
you and
whatever. As
yeah,
long as he was straight, we was straight.
yeah. Well, like how Pops. See, the thing with Pops is I'm glad that we had him in our life, and I'm glad that you got to experience him and share some life with him too, because Pops
And
raised
see
us.
him right before he passed. I remember
Yeah,
that.
because Pops would always
You
say,
know, and then
"You
if
just
you remember, because I remember he didn't even talk about you. All he did is talk about my mom.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you telling me that, which is beautiful. You know?
No, you nigga, you was there. What do you mean? It was me, you, it was Jaylani, you, nigga. You took
No,
me there.
that's what I'm saying. It was a beautiful moment for you to sit there and listen to him talk about your moms and not talk about anybody else. You know what I mean?
Right,
That goes to
right.
show you how influential your mom was, but how open he was to receiving her as well, and the connection that they had. You know what I'm saying? And that's one reason maybe why you and I connected, right? Because part of the
Right.
process of you getting through a lot of shit is sometimes people need other people that have gone through shit before can see it in somebody else without even talking about it. It's like a shared trauma that you just see it on the person. Like you wear the scars on your body, and I can recognize that, like, oh, something's wrong with this little nigga. You know, I'm 16, but I'm like, yo, why? Like, this
Why
some
I
good.
gotta be a little nigga? You over there doing like, I'm not little, nigga. I'm bigger.
Hey,
Actually, low key, you was bigger
Thank you,
when you
nigga.
first started getting me back working out, when you was
Yeah,
doing
okay.
whatever, nigga, in the BMW, and I remember that little shit, nigga. And I was working out, and you was bigger than me then, but now,
All right, nigga, you ain't seen your boy, dog. Hey, what was I just sipping on?
put
My
put
protein shake, nigga.
put them little bitty things away, nigga.
Little,
You
little
come work out with
boy, these boy
me.
almost big. They almost bigger than my head, nigga. You better watch out, boy.
I know, because I'm not gonna make fun of you. You know, you doing it for me. You know, I love
Nigga,
you.
next podcast we're gonna be in the gym, nigga. We gonna be see who benching more, Bianca. How about that? Light skin,
You know what? I ain't even got a flex. You know, and that I don't ego lift. You know, I don't. You
light
know,
skin is shit. You know what
no
I'm talking
more
about, man?
ego. I know
No more
light.
ego.
No, you know, we did a lot of light skinned shit, and we did, and that's why we had girl for the first baby.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
who
'cause
you
we did a
telling,
lot
nigga?
of light skinned shit, boy.
Who you
And
telling,
we
boy?
got
Raising a daughter is way different than raising a boy, of course, man. Because as a man, you already know obviously what the shit is about. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Hey, that's what you need the pop glasses on, nigga. You know what I'm talking about?
we do, and that's why she's in the house. That's why you said that.
Oh, fuck, man. But because a lot of it comes off of parenting. Like what I was saying before about me and you getting together is that, I mean, think about it, right? This older nigga who, because Pops had us late, right? He had me at 42. He had my brother at 40. But then I'm coming along like, oh man, this is my friend Lawrence, blah, blah, blah. And you in a group home. But because of his past, he could recognize something in you too. And he allowed us to share a space together at 16, 17, 18 years old, man. Welcome you into his home. And he didn't know you from shit to a hole in the wall.
Now let's talk about that. How did he get approved? Obviously, he had to ask my mom and go through the state, right? You know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that journey because I didn't walk through it
Me
with him. But
either.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he had to go get permission, all kind of forms he had to sign. He had to say, I'm going to take, he's going to be in my responsibility when he's with me.
And you know what's funny? They gave that to my nigga Pops. That's all I gotta say. That's all. And I love it. It could have worked out more.
For anybody,
I was about to say Pippin.
anybody who's going
I
to
was
see
about to
this,
say Pippin, but that's
for
what it
anybody
was.
for anybody who's going to see this podcast, for anybody who's going to tune in and watch it, if you saw Joseph Gene Hughes Sr., if you saw my father, you would take one look at this nigga and be like, there ain't no way you got approved for Lawrence Evans to come to his house. Because Pop was one of them niggas that didn't give a fuck. He would wear a duck hat and motherfucking gator shoes if that's what the fuck he wanted. You know? Pop was Goof Troop before Goof Troop, nigga. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Pops was good. I love you to death.
So like,
Hey, Pops, I love you to death.
know
You know
that's
I
God.
do.
You know that's God.
Hey,
That's
Pops would
God.
wear anything and everything, nigga. He could wear a gator belt, nigga, and ostrich hat, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga has
with
saying for
flip-flops on.
days. He has saying for days, nigga. That nigga is. I miss that nigga so much, and I'm glad because that filled my heart with joy when he went there. You know, it was just talking about my mom. I was like, wow, like
that
was
he
really.
probably thought that you needed that at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Pops didn't make it about nobody else but you and your mom.
End, you think I don't remember that nigga was trying to holler at the nurse?
Oh no. Hey, I got stories for that nigga. This nigga, Pops dog. I'll share this with you real quick. This nigga wasn't right in the head, but he was right in the head, right? Pops always be talking shit. I go to visit this nigga in the nursing home, right? One day. I say, Pops, man, what you doing, man? He's like, oh, no, I'm not doing much. I'm just watching everybody walk by. Because he liked to sit in the lobby. You know, Pops was one of them niggas like to watch everybody. Because he wants to know what your sign, what your mama do, what your daddy do, what the blood type. When's the last time your girlfriend had a period? You know what I'm saying? Pops was just nosy like that, but nosy because he wanted to know. All right, does the bitch wear heels? Does she know how to walk this 11? Does she walk like a stallion? You know, hey, ask a bitch to borrow $20 and see how she look at you. She look at you funny.
He's not making this up. This is facts.
Pops was a trip like that. So I go to visit Pops in a nursing home, right? And Pops, like you said, you can tell he's starting to get a little delirious, but Pops' game was still sharp. This nigga would come up with shit off the top of his head. So this old white lady, she come rolling in, right, in a little wheelchair. She roll. She go to Pops, she roll by. She says, "Hey, Papa Joe." He go, "Hey, Mercedes," and then she roll off. She bend in the corner. She rolling. She go down the corner. Pops leaned to me. He goes, boo boo, bitch named Mercedes, but she don't look like one. Yo, how you come up with that shit off the top of your head like that, man? At 78 years old, man, you knowing you on your deathbed. He said, bitch named Mercedes, but she don't look like one. Oh, man, I about died laughing, bro. She said, bitch name Mercedes, but she don't look like one. What? That nigga was, hey, he was a trip. That boy was a trip,
Oh,
man.
damn.
Hey,
Oh, damn.
and I'm just,
But hey, but he also said, hold on. What he say? The bitch look like a pelican throwing a bitch a fish or some shit.
okay. So the story behind that is me and T, you know, Terrence Lynn Mixon. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. I'm godfather to his
My nigga.
Tevin. You know what I'm saying? Tevin,
Yeah.
shout out Tevin. So
Stop.
me and T, you know, this is high school, right? You kind of going through a breakup, nigga. You know what I'm saying? His girlfriend, Natalie at the time, Natty Boo, we love you. You know, but
Right.
you know how it is. You be talking a little shit. You be like, man, fuck them bitches. You know, these bitches ain't shit. You know, you get emotional. That's what happens when you 15, 16, you go through a breakup. So T over there, man, fuck that bitch. Man, fuck that bitch. Yo, Pops, I don't know where this nigga come from. I don't know if he was listening outside the door, but Pops come into the room, right? So we sitting there talking shit, and T, oh, what's up, Lizzie Boo? So T, he talking shit. He's like, man, fuck Natalie, man, fuck that bitch, right? He's like, the bitch looks like a pelican. Nigga out of nowhere, on cue, nigga, on God. Strike me if I'm lying, I'm flying. This nigga Pops opened the door on cue. He said the bitch looked like a pelican. Pops opened the door. He said, well, throw that bitch a fish. And shut the door and walked off, nigga.
That's
Shut the door
exactly
and
how
walked
I
off.
told you.
If that ain't some GQ ass shit right there, I swear, man, you can't make this shit up. Pops opened the door and said, man, fuck that bitch. Bitch look like a pelican. Well, throw that bitch a fish.
Oh my
Damn.
god, I'm fucking dead. That's exactly how it happened. Cause this nigga literally came out of nowhere, nigga, like he was listening the whole
On
time.
cue. Oh yeah, there wasn't no half second or like 30-second split. No, it was as soon as this nigga said
Oh,
the bitch look like a pelican.
I'm dead.
I opened the door and said, well, throw that bitch a fish and walk off. I mean, you can't make some of this shit up, man. I swear, man. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful, man. Life is
Oh,
beautiful.
fuck. Oh
And
my god!
how
You know
blessed
what?
are we to have.
That's pops and moms up there talking to us, bro.
Oh yeah,
Or
amen, man.
if mom is still alive, yo, shout out, come holla at me, yo. Like, you know,
Yeah,
we can
Mom
make this
Dukes,
movie.
man.
Let's make this
Come say
Netflix.
what's up.
Let's make this Hulu series. Let's make
All right.
shout out Hulu, shout out Netflix, shout out Tubi, shout out anybody who's trying to
Hey,
collab.
for anybody
These
out there
are
that's gonna
true
watch this,
stories.
we need a show. It's gonna be called Light Skin and Well Blended, okay? That's what it's gonna be called. Hey, the podcast is a broadcast. All right, let's go, nigga. All right, from the rooter to the rooter. You know what I'm saying? From the rooter to the motherfucking tootie, nigga. Let's go.
Oh, shit.
Ain't no
Oh,
shame in my game, only flame. You know what I'm talking
but
about?
you know what's crazy is I literally have not laughed like this in a long time. And earlier, you guys, literally about an hour ago, you know, I had a moment because my sister, that again I told you I had just found after 20 some years, is asking me questions, you know, that she wants to know. So I literally, like I said, was just crying over an hour ago because of that, and am emotional. I do cry. I'm sensitive. I was the baby, you know. So that's why, you know, a little bit. But I'm okay with it, and
It's
that's
okay.
what this show's about: men being comfortable, women being comfortable. And I promise you, Jay is gonna have a better day. Tiffany's gonna have a better day. Today, I just randomly was talking to people at the gym. They're gonna have a better day. You
Absolutely.
know, you give back to somebody off rip because you
Yeah.
don't know what they're going through.
Well, see,
You know,
that's a beautiful thing about what you're saying, man. It's energy, right? It's just like you saying other people have a good day. If people believe in God and the devil, heaven and hell, and
yeah.
if you don't, I'm pretty sure people believe in some kind of energy. If you don't even believe in God and heaven and hell and
Keep
all that,
this. Keep
but
this. I just the first page on this took books for a minute. I was like, man, let me, because I literally would just flip through it, but I was like,
yeah,
let me go to the beginning, like the
yeah,
start, literally, and it's from like it's alphabetical order, so it's
yeah.
like accountability. Then it goes to adultery, anger, attitude. And it'll break down like the Bible, and then real life. Check this out. Accountability is the first one. Why is accountability so important? Proverbs 12:15. Fools think their own way is right, but the wise listen to others.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Good advisors can keep you from doing things that might hurt you or others.
Amen.
you know, and there's just certain like everything that this is said so far, like
Yeah.
literally has registered to my life, you know, and I literally
No.
opened up my heart completely to God, you know, and literally trying to walk that, not trying to walk in that road,
Yeah.
you know, with him, and everything is happening organically, you know, as far as like my peace, you know, this is about my peace, and then having somebody else hear these real stories, and then hopefully it helps their peace, and then they can spread it one at a time, just like the one day at a time, like Tiffany said. you
Mhm.
know you know, me and Jesse been through some shit, you
Amen.
know, and you
Big
know,
fact.
this man, I'm not going to say the story because of my fault, but he kicked me out of his
Hmm.
house over a Monopoly game. But there was
Yeah,
reasons behind it, and I didn't
absolutely.
understand those reasons because I was just looking at my side. And that's
Yeah.
what people need to realize. There's two sides to a
Every
story,
story. Amen.
right? So
Absolutely. That's a
you gotta
blessing to you,
listen.
man. Blessings to you for being able to get to that point, man, to realize that too. It's always love. It's always been love and always continue to be love. And see, not to cut you off, but to kind of interject
No,
and get some
no,
positivity into it.
no, no.
A lot of people don't realize, like how you said, maybe it was a little bit of your fault. It was something that had happened. It was over a Monopoly game, but the picture is bigger than that. But also at the same
Mhm.
token, it's about being able to step back and recognize, like, okay, there is two sides to every story. And that's one thing. If anybody takes anything from this podcast today, they
Mhm.
should take. Sometimes you got to
Mhm.
remove yourself from your own shoes and then put
Mhm.
yourself in the other person's shoes to get the perspective. Because
That part.
not to say that he was wrong or I was right and he was wrong, but sometimes it's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes and looking at the
Mm.
perspective so you can understand where they're coming from. But see, a lot of people, we
Mm.
get so into our own space and our own feelings that we ain't even
Mm.
willing to hear the other person. Oh, fuck what you talking about,
Mm.
nigga. Fuck what you
Mm.
talking about. You know, fuck you.
Immediately sometimes, right? You
And,
know,
and it's
but you
true.
know, I put you in that position where you had to do what you had to do, you
Yeah.
know,
I appreciate that. It's all love.
regardless of the situation. I didn't understand it then, but I
Yeah.
understand it now. And
And see,
us as men, you know, chopped it up and went past it regardless of in
absolutely.
situation, and that's what we all should do. You know, there's
Yes.
people that from Point Loma that I still would love to rock with, do music with, you know, collab with. You know, I've already collabed with LXMB. You know, I already did
Right.
a video with Ryan Bowers. He wanted me to be his manager. You know,
Blessings.
shout out
Blessings.
Ryan
God rest
Bowers,
his
rest in
soul.
peace.
God rest his beautiful soul,
They
man.
actually do a walk every September out there in Ocean Beach, from Ocean Beach to Colorado, or not Colorado, in OB. You know, you
Right.
go to OB, you know,
Right.
that's where you can sign up with them. And they do it every September. They just did it. I couldn't make it because
Yeah.
life's, you know, all
Yeah.
my bills, child support, like I was talking, you know, but I wanted to go, you know, I wanted
Yeah.
to attend. I'm calling people
You
that
there in
are hurt.
spirit, nigga.
I'm calling people that are hurt, and I'm not saying names because I don't want people to get in their feelings, but you know who I'm talking about. And
Of course.
it sucks because these same people, like, we all know, and it's all love now, you know.
Yeah. Of
That's
course,
what
man.
we're all sober now, and we was all on that path, and let's move forward and live a peaceful life together, and then walk in this heaven together in this peaceful life. But I came to the understanding where I don't need to prove myself, because I did my part and tried to call, and I made amends with God, and I try to make amends with them, and now I can move on and move forward. Like,
Yeah. 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 Sometimes you got to bury this shit and to be able to walk over it. You try to do what you do. It didn't work out. All right, cool. You know, like you said, one day at a time. On to the next. Not everybody in your life right now is meant to be there later. Not everybody coming into your life later is meant to
even
be there
family,
forever.
even blood family, you know. And that's not saying
Absolutely.
anything. I'm not saying any wrong or right towards family, because I love all my family and we all straight. But just, you know,
Well,
keep,
anybody want
you
to say
know.
shit like that in the context obviously don't understand you or understand me. If they get emotional and their feelings get hurt.
And
You know?
that's going back to what you're saying. Like, look at two sides. You know, they just looking
Yeah,
at it one sided. You know,
yeah, yeah.
let's have an adult conversation.
That's you know what that's a great way for me to end it because we come up on an hour and I got to get ready to dip. That's a great
Yeah.
one to end on. Let's have an adult conversation the next time you have a problem with somebody.
Mm,
That's a great way to end it. Have an adult
mm,
conversation. Because at the end of that conversation is peace and understanding. Peace within
Mm.
yourself because you attempted to understand that person, and understanding better of
Mm.
yourself with your inner peace.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's huge, man. That's talk about comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, look at
Uncomfortable
this
being
show.
uncomfortable, nigga.
You know, look how openly we talk. You know, let's
Yeah.
get everybody on the show that I'm mentioning. You know, I want
Let's
all
go.
my city. I want San Diego to eat. You know, Ryan Bowers put it on for the map in Dago.
Yeah.
There could be so much more people put on in
Oh,
Dago. And I can throw
I'm
out some names, but I ain't even gonna throw out no names. I threw out a couple that rocked with me. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like
Shout
you
out
said earlier.
LXMD. Shout out Ryan Bowers. Rest in peace. You
Yeah.
know, to the Bowers family. You know, if you can contribute to them as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Again, their walk is every September. You know, in Ocean Beach. Go sign up.
Positive
The
love
moms
energy,
down
man.
there, everything, the whole family. So let's end it on that.
Big
I
fact.
love you, brother.
I love you too, bro.
You know,
Always.
call me anytime.
My
I'll
light
see you
skinned twin.
soon.
My light skinned twin out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Oh, come on, boy. You ain't say nothing, boy. Hey, this nigga.
Hey, I love you, brother.
I love you too, man. You be easy, my brother.
Yes, sir. You
All right,
too.
boy. Peace.
Peace.